Welcome to the latest episode of the Forecast in 5. I'm your host, Seth Katz. Joining us today is Renee Hellman. Renee serves as a Senior Vice President in Marsh McLennan Agency's West Region Business Insurance Division. In this capacity, Renee works with numerous organizations to provide business insurance, employee health and benefits, retirement, and private client insurance solutions. Renee joined the company in 2015 as a client executive before assuming her current role in 2021. Welcome, Renee. Appreciate you being with us today.
Hi, Seth. Thanks for having me.
Of course, well, let's get started with some questions. With its presence across the US and Canada, Marsh McLennan Agency combines the personalized service model of a local consultant with the global resources of a leading professional services firm. Can you explain to our viewers what separates Marsh McLennan Agency from other companies that provide insurance solutions?
I'd be happy to. So Marsh McLennan Agency is the middle market arm of Marsh, the largest insurance broker globally. What that means and what our clients feel is that we have a tailored approach to their service model. Most of the middle market clients that we service really like a hands-on approach where they see a lot of us and they have access to our extended resources at no additional cost. That service model dovetails into Marsh's expertise and international bandwidth and market leverage. So when necessary, we can dip into that, receive those resources for our clients, and really give them what we call the best of both worlds.
Excellent. Since we have a number of executives watching, many of whom are leading their own companies, why is it important for these individuals to pay close attention to having adequate business insurance?
That's another great question, Seth. Business insurance is really the transfer of risk from a balance sheet to an insurance contract. And in doing so, in the event of a claim or an event that would lead to a claim down the line, that is being paid by the insurance company as opposed to the client. And that's really important because one large claim could tank a business, right? So it's important for these business owners and C-suites to be aware of what their largest exposures are and what their risk profile looks like now, so they can partner with their broker to build an insurance program that makes sure to address all of those concerns. So in the event of a claim, it's a covered claim and it doesn't fall back on the business.
It's extremely helpful, Renee. While complexity comes along with running any business, from attracting talent to managing financials, are there some new insurance-related risks that have evolved in recent years?
There is. So in light of what has occurred over the last week, I know that my answer is going to strike a little close to home, but workplace violence or active assailant is definitely one that we're seeing an uptick in need for, or at least evaluating the cost benefit of purchasing a policy like that. And for those that may not pick up on the context clues for what it is, that's anything from an active shooter to any sort of violent event that occurs on premise for an organization. So you can purchase an insurance policy that will help with the immediate emergent costs for that, and also reputational harm, et cetera. And another one is cyber. It's ever changing. I know AI is everywhere. We are seeing that that's most likely going to be one of the biggest changes in the coming years for the industry or all industries. So I would say cyber and then workplace violence and active assailant.
Appreciate you sharing more about those risks. As we have a number of UCLA Anderson students watching who are determined to move into leadership roles within the private sector, why do you believe a career in the insurance industry is one worth pursuing?
It's a great question, and one of my favorites to answer. So I am in a role that really serves, it's a fancy title for a sales role, right? So I'm working on finding new clients, bringing them over to MMA, and then working with them through the lifetime of the account, and hopefully retaining them for a long period of time. So in my position, for all of those that may be interested in a sales role, I do think it's one of the best out there. You have to have the industry expertise to be able to know what kind of exposures and risks to look for, but also have the analytical side to know what's coming and peek around the corner and really be a consultant to your clients. It also offers just what I think is the best position for every stage of life. From a service perspective as well, and that's anybody that supports the clients on the day-to-day, it just offers longevity and a career with a lot of upward mobility that I do believe is special to our industry.
Lots of opportunity in the insurance industry.
There really is.
Yeah. Many economic factors in recent years have impacted the insurance market, especially coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. If we look ahead at the industry over the next decade, what do you believe are some of the key trends that will shape its future?
Yeah, I just alluded to one with AI. So it's projected that AI is going to really make life easier in the insurance industry. But that being said, across all industries, our concern with AI is how does that affect data privacy and cyber liability, right? And I don't think any of us know exactly where AI will be in the next 10 years, but what we can all agree upon is that it does open up organizations to an aspect of cyber liability that we haven't previously seen. Another place that we're expecting it to continue to affect the insurance industry is really in catastrophic natural disasters. Last year alone, there was over $1 billion in losses just tied to large natural disasters that we haven't seen historically. I mean, here in LA, obviously, there was the Palisades fire that were devastating. So another area that we're seeing is how are we going to continue to insure against these events, whether it's floods, hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires, really wildfires and hurricanes being the biggest ones. And is there capacity in the marketplace, in the reinsurance marketplace, to be able to put up the limits that will be necessary to insure against those risks?
Tremendously helpful, Renee. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. Thanks so much for taking out the time to be with us, Renee.
Thanks, Seth. It was great to be here.
And thanks to all our viewers for tuning in. We'll see you on the next episode of The Forecast in 5.